Hi everybody, I am back in the plant workshop, and this pot that I've been waiting for to come from Amazon finally arrived, and it's just a cheap, plastic pot that I need to repot this golden goddess philodendron that I bought a couple weeks ago from Walmart. Now, I paid only a 13, I think I said 13 bucks for it. It was pretty cheap, and it was on a sale rack. To me it was a steal, and it's already grown so much because I've been like feeding the hell out of it with fish fertilizer. But I mean, let me show you the roots. So first of all, it's in this nursery pot. I watered it, so it's, but look at this. Look, you see? It's pretty root bound. So this is a 6-inch pot, so I'm gonna pot up into this 8-inch pot. And then once that fills in, I'm just gonna, take it to 10 or 12. I don't think I'm gonna stake it just because I just kind of love how it just sprawls out and just does whatever it wants to. Isn't this color gorgeous? Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? So anyway, this cheap old plastic pot that I just got, it didn't come with any drainage holes, so I bought a soldering iron a long time ago because sometimes I'll buy clear plastic cups and just from like the store or the dollar store, and I'll use this soldering iron to put holes in the cups, and then I use those cups as nursery pots. Works for me. It's cheap, it's inexpensive. As a matter of fact, I have some right here to show you. Here's some clear cups, and you see I use my soldering iron and I poked holes in the bottom, and it's great for propagation, for transplants. This soldering iron, I don't even know where I got it. Maybe Home Depot, but it was 10 bucks. 10 bucks maybe. But instead of, shelling out what I think is extra cash for a bunch of nursery pots, I mean, I'm not doing like, I don't have like a plant company, or, I'm just selling plants to the public or anything like that. So this is perfect for just my needs and for gifting. Just cheap and inexpensive. So I put holes in the bottom of this pot. Now, I like plastic because it's light, and this isn't so heavy. Where what's cool is about this, I can stick this in a decorative 10-inch pot if I want to. So I can use the cheaper pots like a nursery pot, but it still looks fine by itself. It didn't come with the saucer, so I'm gonna have to put a saucer under it. But yeah, so I'm getting ready to repot this golden goddess. Now, when you don't want the dirt to run through the bottom of the pot, sometimes I'll use gauze, and really I had gauze just around because, I don't know, I needed something quick, and at first I was trying newspaper, but newspaper has like weird stuff in the dye, and it eventually breaks down, so the soil is going to run through. Rocks can be heavy sometimes, and especially with the weight of the plant, you throw some rocks in there, some pebbles, and then you put it in a ceramic pot. I mean, it's pretty heavy. But I was just thinking now, where I was just like, dryer sheets, used dryer sheets. Dryer sheets, as you know, unless you get the ones, well, I don't know if they come with dryer sheets that don't have any sort of scent to them. That makes no sense to me, but maybe they have some kind of fabric softener in there. But you can take used dryer sheets, soak them or wash them again, or make sure they're rinsed in water to remove any chemicals. And you can use this, look, bottom of the pot, to keep the dirt from coming out of the bottom. Isn't that awesome? When I'm so excited. It's just like, I was like, oh, I'm out of gauze, and I don't want to buy you know, mesh or whatever those little disky things that you use that you find sometimes in the bottom of the plants that the big name brand, you know, companies use for their nursery pots. And then, you know, I guess it's just a little strainer or to keep all the soil from running out. But those of us on a budget who love plants, but, you know, you're spending money on trying to buy the plants that you love, and you may not be shelling out on all this, you know. No offense to anybody who's getting paid. I'd love to get paid by YouTube to, you know, sponsor or whatever, not sponsor, but to talk about one of their products or whatever, and, you know, kick me some cash for it. You know, that would be real cool. But for right now, Mom's got student loans and stuff she has to pay for, and bills. So in the meantime, my love of plants continues, but I've got to be frugal. So dryer sheet, okay? So I'm gonna lay this down in the bottom of the pot. All right, let me switch down here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I hope you can see that pretty well. So I'm going to put some soil in my pot. Now, a lot of times I mix up some soil. This is Walmart's brand, and it's made with like sphagnum moss and some other stuff, but I actually like it. It probably could stand it. Can you see this? Can you see this? It could probably stand to use some more perlite, but since this is a philodendron, I like to give it a little bit more moisture retaining soil, but nothing that's gonna, just be careful with watering it, because moisture retentive soil, in addition to a plastic pot, you may end up with some root issues. So just really make sure that you're not overwatering it. Make sure you check and make sure what kind of plants are going to be beneficial to having moisture retentive soil. So I'm just kind of filling in around the edges with this, putting a little bit on top. I'm making a serious mess, but that's why it's a plant station. I'm not messing with the root ball too much because, you know, I probably should wait and to mess with it. I just couldn't stand that it was so root bound, and as soon as I watered it, the water was gone. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. So let's get some soil down in here. All right, I'm gonna turn this off and then I'll show you the finished product. So there you have it, people. My repotted golden goddess. And again, I did not mess with the root ball. I didn't break it up or smash it up or anything, because really, if you're going to repot them, which you should probably just let the plant acclimate. This plant's been here a couple of weeks now, and again, she's been doing real good with the fish fertilizer and just being right near the window in here. And until I introduce her to the rest of the family, I'm just going to keep her a couple more weeks to make sure there's no bugs or disease. So far, healthy plant, growing like crazy. The colors are amazing. But I didn't mess with the root ball because I wanted it to acclimate without messing with the roots as much as possible. So, you know, at least the plant feels like it's okay. Maybe I'm still in the same pot, but oh wait, I've got some room now, so let me start exploring a little bit. I mean, if you do that with a pothos, I mean, they just wilt and they get an attitude. And you know, I've got some marble queens right now that are throwing a fit. At least one of them is just constantly droopy. I'm constantly think she's on death's door, but it's just because I repotted her immediately because I couldn't stand that. They needed to be on the fireplace. These plants are gorgeous. I think I showed them in my plant tour, but I wanted them on the fireplace, repotted them, and one of them is just not having any of it, but you know what, she'll be okay. But anywho, there you have it, and soon I'll find a place to put this beautiful plant in with the rest of the family. So just remember, soldering iron, cheap plastic pot, some really good draining soil, with maybe or maybe not some water retention. Mix it up with some perlite if you need to, or some sand. Just know what plant needs what before you just put it in any kind of soil, because you'll end up with root rot or some kind of disaster. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you want to know the progress of my plants, just leave a comment below. Please subscribe. I'm just doing this out of just the love of plants, and I find that the community of people who are involved in just growing plants are just, they're wonderful, they're organic, they're green, they're beautiful. And so thank you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.